Billionaire Elon Musk has said artificial intelligence will one day take away the need to work, and the biggest challenges in the future will be how to find meaning in life. In a public event with Britain's Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, Mr. Musk also warned of humanoid robots that might turn against us.
The world of artificial intelligence. I'm standing in front of a picture of Parliament, a real picture of Parliament. But here is the twist. If we zoom out, this technology, AI, has the capacity of its own accord to fill in the blanks. Now, I can tell you, that is not what Parliament actually looks like, but it is believable. And we can also choose what to add. So how might we spruce up this place? Well, we could add a flower bed, for instance. And the possibilities are endless. This is just a very small example of the power of this technology being discussed a few stops away from here in Buckinghamshire. Some reckon artificial intelligence will mean another industrial revolution, shaking up the workplace, healthcare.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're just taking a look at this this interview Elon Musk did with Rishi Sunak, the Prime Minister of Britain.
Education. But the focus here at Bletchley Park, once the home of the World War II code breakers, is on the potentially massive risks AI poses to us all if computers can design new diseases or weapons. The Prime Minister's invited folk from around the world, the UN Secretary-General and the Vice President of the United States among them.
The late Stephen Hawking once said, AI is likely to be the best or worst thing to happen to humanity. If we can sustain the collaboration that we have fostered over these last 2 days, I profoundly believe that we can make it the best.
The world is still working out what on earth to do about AI, what international rules might be needed. Some say the technology has inbuilt problems already, but the government has said it won't rush to regulate.
I think that that's wrong. I think there's plenty of evidence of the risks and harms that are happening here and now to people, and that government should be regulating right now and could be moving faster if it had the political will to do so.
Rishi Sunak reckons AI can help grow.
This may not be the clip. I was looking for the clip. Okay, it does say here that this is a clip where Elon tells Rishi Sunak the AI will put an end to work. Where is that happen at? I'm not seeing that. Okay, some more time left on the video.
With the economy overall, but where will it leave our jobs? Do leaders need to be more candid about the consequences of AI revolutionising workplaces, bluntly, potentially putting lots of people out of work?
We should look at AI much more as a co-pilot than something that necessarily is going to replace someone's job. AI is a tool that can help almost everybody do their jobs better, faster, quicker. But that does mean jobs can change.
Technology has long been revolutionary. This next wave, AI, terrifies some, excites others. Chris Mason, BBC News, at Bletchley Park.
Well, let's then hear more about the conversation between Rishi Sunak and Elon Musk. The footage was provided by Downing Street. This is a flavour of what they said.
There will come a point where no job is needed. You can have a job if you want to have a job for sort of personal satisfaction, but the AI will be able to do everything. So I don't know if that makes people comfortable or uncomfortable.
Starting today. Hey, anyone can monetize with ads. As part of...
Who has done more to push the bounds of science innovation than you?
Well, it's kind of him to say.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's a nice...
Okay, this appears to be an old video. This was passing around on my feed earlier today, and I thought it was recent, but I'm not even sure if Rishi Sunak is the Prime Minister anymore. Didn't they just have the election over there in Great Britain, and his party got out, right? So this is not new information, but I guess it had been going around because Elon Musk what's been happening recently with Stargate and his role in the government. He's kind of got more of a focus now. Uh, but with the money that's pouring into projects like Stargate, speeding up AI and artificial intelligence, um, it would seem that uh, his predictions, like we saw in some of his earlier things, right, about work being optional, uh, if anything, would seem to be is going to speed up, right? And so, a lot of you who all watch the channel know we have a social network called Bitcoin MYK, where you can do many of the things you do on social media. Um, Presently, right? It has pretty much all those features, with the exception of you're basically receiving cryptocurrencies, a cryptocurrency income, and the goal of this social network, it has everything to do with the creation of futuristic models to address the problems of automation, right? To address issues like what Elon Musk is talking about, and with Elon Musk's position today, with his power, with his influence, with his knowledge bank to see many things we don't see. I think it's important that we take him very serious uh, when he says things like work is going to be optional. What does that mean for him to say that? Think about what that means for you all, right? What it means for everybody. For Elon Musk to say things like that, it means that there has to be someone, there has to be some force, something able to take to fulfill those roles in your jobs and such, right? Of course, we're seeing robots and these chat GPTs, as it were, and things like that. These are going to affect everybody out there who has a job, according to Elon Musk, right? Um, Now, what seems to be the silver lining, typically, when there is all this innovation, there's all these jumps in technologies and revolutions. There is generally a new course of jobs that are created, and they offset the jobs that are taken. Normally, that is under normal circumstances. The problem with this time around is that um, as the machines and their abilities speed up, right, and their competitive edge, uh, it's doing so at a rate where even if there are new industry jobs created, it would appear that the robots are going to be able to do those as well. In addition to that, anytime you have a change like this, that means a new workforce of people have to be trained, able to adapt to these new roles and jobs, right? Um, the problem with the human brain capacity is that it is very much limited by the size of our craniums, as to say, we're losing pace with this every time it happens, right? Meaning that we may not be able to catch up, keep the pace, and sustain and obtain these jobs, right? These new created jobs, right? Uh, Also, does that mean then that the whole workforce would have to be a technical workforce? As to say, there will be no more plumbers, there will be no more artists or entertainers, so to speak, right? There will be no more jobs outside of just tech jobs. Because more likely the new jobs that would be created would all be tech jobs, which means everybody would probably have to work in the tech field, right? So, what type of models will exist to accommodate um, people in the workforce, right? Where you have to create ways for people to sustain themselves. So some people say there will be no jobs. It will be just like a stipend paid that we call a dividend or basic income or universal basic income, right? That this will impact everybody and everybody will have to come to terms with that. The other thing is models like we're working on, Bitcoin MYK, where there's this very dystopian like episode of Dark Mirror called, I believe it's called 15 Million Mirrors, right? Where people are, they're just kind of sitting around watching these advertisements all day and they're playing like games where the game is connected to kind of like exercise, like bike riding and stuff like that. And it's kind of like a video game where you're basically playing video games on the internet, on social media, looking at advertisements, and you're generating this money and such, right? And it's a very dystopian like situation. Um, so hopefully that wouldn't happen. But there are elements to that that could be relatively true in our futures, and that's private ownership of social media, your data as such, it being monetized in a circular economy, in a participatory economy, right? And that's why this is so much very important. It affects everyone. You know, every job you're doing, every career you're pursuing, everything you're thinking about, this will matter to you. Could be 5 years from now, could be 10 years from now, could be sooner than that, right? Because we just don't know how AI development works. In any event, this is the future we have to be prepared for, right? And that's why it's so serious that you take a moment and consider what it is that you're going to be doing when that happens, and how do you see yourself in that future, right? Which could be a very uh, uh, future that comes upon us very soon, especially with the amount of money and development that's going into AI, right? This could unnaturally speed it up, right? So, great concerns there. Not to scare everybody, but this is something that you really seriously need to be looking at, because as we've seen, things can change overnight. The pandemic hit us. It was almost like an overnight thing, and our lives dramatically changed, like at the drop of a dime. So always be prepared, at least mentally, that this can happen. And pay attention to what people like Elon Musk are saying, and what you could be doing about it. Our solution to it is Bitcoin MYK. We would recommend that you check it out and see how you maneuver in a future economy like that. Guys, that's all we want to say in this video episode. If you like content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and until next time, as always, take care of yourselves and each other.